We're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Welcome to another informative episode of Marketing Edge on TV, Nigeria's leading initiative in the business of brand management and in the management of brand business. It is a 30-minute awesome package that comprises brand news, branding focus, and industry conversation, all in a mix encompassing thorough and in-depth analysis aimed at promoting the brand idea. I am Oluwabukola Omoni. Stay tuned.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand idea.
We begin with brand news, where we bring you the latest developments around brands and in the field of marketing and advertising in Nigeria and around the world. Now on brand news. The Advertisers Association of Nigeria, ADVAN, has finally instituted the long-awaited legal action against the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria, ACAN, over what it described as a breach of the constitutional and legal rights of ADVAN and our members. Disclosing this in a press briefing at our head office in Lagos on October 19, 2023, Osamede Huwabume, president of ADVAN, said the move for legal action was sparked by the provisions and operations of the enacted Advertising Regulatory Act, adding that ADVAN has officially gone to court to challenge the constitutionality of the amended Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria law. Although the seasoned marketer revealed that ADVAN is not against the entire law, but has picked out about 50 items that violate the rights of advertisers and also stand as a restriction to freedom of contracts, while noting that ACAN is yet to respond. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has reaffirmed the reappointment of Lekan Fadolapo as the Director General and CEO of Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria, ACAN. In a recent announcement of key appointments, President Tinubu retained Mr. Lekan Fadolapo as the leader of ACAN, showcasing confidence in Fadolapo's ability to continue to lead the organization effectively. Fadolapo's journey to its current role began in 2020 when he was appointed as the Registrar and CEO of the Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria, APCON, under the Buhari administration. Lagos State Signage and Advertising Agency, LASA, a pivotal institution in the dynamic outdoor advertising sector, is on the brink of a transformation. The prospect of a revitalized LASA comes in the wake of Prince Fatiu Akinolu's appointment as the new MD and CEO of the agency and his recent engagement with key industry practitioners in the outdoor advertising sector to share his vision for LASA and the broader advertising landscape in Lagos. The advertising and marketing industry also anticipates a renewed era of excellence and innovation under the new leadership, as the stage is set for LASA to transition into a beacon of excellence, innovation, and professionalism within the outdoor advertising sector. A recent data from WAC has shown that Amazon is on the verge of becoming the world's leading retail media owner, as it is poised to outpace Alibaba as the world's largest retail media owner by advertising revenue before the end of the year 2023. Looking ahead to 2024, the e-commerce's domain in the retail media space is also projected to continue its upward trajectory. It is forecasted to amass $52.7 billion in advertising revenue, reflecting a remarkable 16% increase. In 2022, retail media giants Alibaba and Amazon collectively raked in a staggering $80 billion in advertising revenue. This colossal figure accounted for over two-thirds, which is 68.3% of the entire global retail media investment. Estimating that Amazon could claim a dominant 87.8% share of the retail media market outside of China, Projections from WAC Media also suggest Amazon is set to generate a substantial $45.4 billion in advertising revenue in the current year. Its impressive 20.4% year-on-year revenue growth is expected to propel Amazon into the top position, surpassing Alibaba. The Cannes Lions International Festival of Creativity has announced the launch of the Luxury and Lifestyle Lions. This lion will provide a global benchmark for brands in the luxury space, recognizing and celebrating the most impactful creative work, experiences, and creative business solutions for luxury and lifestyle sector. Speaking on the new initiative, Simon Cook, CEO Lions, disclosed that it was introduced to reflect the needs of an industry sector, while adding that the award is crafted in collaboration with the relevant industry. According to the CEO, the global committee of experts have advised that this highly disrupted sector needs its own benchmark so that they can move from driving awareness to recognizing solutions that are changing business models and setting a new creative standard for a market influx. That was brand news. Next is Branding Focus, right after the break.
Number 1001 reason to love Golden Penny pasta. It is rich in protein. And number 1002, it contains fiber. Number 1003, it tastes great.
Mommy.
But it ain't. No, my darling, it doesn't. So you see, beyond the taste, there are so many reasons for you to love your Golden Penny pasta.
Golden Penny Pasta is a great meal for you and your family, giving you a delicious taste with great nutrients. So go ahead, enjoy Golden Penny Pasta and find more reasons to love it.
Reason 1004. It slopes.
Golden Penny Pasta. Great taste, good nutrition.
The only detergent that keeps me bright and fresh. Bana bata lokaci a wurin wanki. Viva mafi inganci. Ito da sakwa hirin netin yo bere viva. Chiri viva. Maswa koko atomo renu lo viva. Viva, oh viva. Ina sum viva. Opungiche viva. Omero viva titila. Viva, oh viva. Ina sum viva. Opungiche viva. Omero viva titila. Viva, oh viva. Ina sum viva. Opungiche viva. I love my viva forever.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
Now on Branding Focus. In today's marketing landscape, video storytelling is a powerful way to connect with audiences and build brand resonance by using visuals and narrative to evoke emotions, stimulate curiosity, and provoke thoughts. Brands can create videos that are memorable and shareable. Effective video storytelling starts with a strong understanding of the audience. What are their needs and wants? What are their pain points? Once you understand your audience, you can start to craft a narrative that resonates with them. The narrative should be clear, concise, and engaging. It should have a beginning, middle, and end, and ultimately build a satisfying conclusion. The visuals should also be carefully chosen to complement the narrative. The colors, imagery, and cinematography should all work together to create a cohesive and impactful experience. When done well, video storytelling can be a powerful tool for marketing. It can help you build relationships with customers, boost brand awareness, and drive sales. This sensory vision imbues video with a level of impact that resonates deeply with viewers, making them more likely to remember and share the experience. By using visuals and narrative to connect with your audience on an emotional level, you can create videos that are memorable and shareable. Transforming marketing messages into cohesive narratives, brands can cut through the clutter and capture the fleeting attention of their audience. A well-told story captures attention, sustains interest, and guides viewers through a journey that leaves a lasting impression. It enables brands to present information in a format that is not just consumable, but also memorable. The allure of storytelling in video marketing extends beyond engagement. It lays the foundation for brand loyalty and advocacy. When consumers connect emotionally with a brand's narrative, they become more than customers. They become enthusiasts and advocates. By evoking emotions aligned with positive experiences, brands foster a sense of attachment that transcends transactional relationships, thereby cultivating lasting loyalty. The power of visual storytelling transcends traditional marketing approaches, allowing brands to build meaningful connections and foster loyalty amongst their audience. Welcome back. Next is Industry Conversation, where we have discussions with industry thought leaders who have distinguished themselves in the business of brand management and in the management of brand business. My guest today is a seasoned marketer in the oil and gas sector. Join me right after this break.
Take it from me, the mind-blowing way to do things is the Glow LTE advanced way. When you stream, it's like you're in the drama itself. When you make calls, you reach where others can't. Coffee! Doing business is like running Wall Street from your street. And when you play,
I did beat you guy. We'll see about that.
It's like traveling the world without moving an inch.
Is that Toby in your room?
You can download in the blink of an eye in 4K.
Go.
And when you go for your dreams, it's like running with the strength of 3 nations behind you.
Glow LTE Advanced, the power of 3 data networks in one. Get a Glow SIM or dial *301#.
Yes, the Alert 545 promo is here again. Now, even more explosive than ever before. Over 90 million naira to be won. You can't afford to miss this season of excitement. To qualify, fund your account with 5,000 naira. Maintain an average account balance of at least 5,000 naira monthly. Make a minimum of 5 transactions monthly on Alert or *945#. And just like that, you could be 1 million naira richer. So, download Alert today or transact without internet on *945#. Anytime, anywhere. Terms and conditions apply. Wema Bank, with you all the way.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
Welcome back. This is Industry Conversation. My guest today is the Managing Director and CEO of 11 PLC, Mr. Adetunji Oyebanji. Glad to have you join us on the program, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good
Pleasure
afternoon.
to be here.
All right, great. So, as a former chairman of the Body of Fellows of the National Institute of Marketing, tell us, what is your assessment of the marketing environment?
The marketing environment in Nigeria continues to evolve. I think we are up to date compared to the marketing profession in many countries around the world. I think the profession is growing by leaps and bounds, and hopefully the future is very, very bright.
Okay, so how do you think marketers can create distinctive brand identities for products?
Well, of course, everything starts with the consumer. you have to have a very thorough understanding of the needs and the desires of the consumer, and then come up with products that meet those needs and desires. And then you have to put in all elements of the marketing mix to ensure that you are satisfying the consumer wants. Of course, in this day and age, that includes things like marketing technology, digital means of communication and all that. So I think it's a continuous thing. It's evolving every day. But the good news is that I think Nigeria is keeping very much up to date with the trends.
Okay, great. So there's a general thinking that players and operators in the oil and gas sector have a minimal regard and budget for marketing and advertising. Would you agree with this, and what do you think is responsible for that?
Yes, I think to a large extent that is true, and that comes from our history, whereby for a long period, the major product we sell, gasoline, has been regulated. The price has been regulated. There has been limited competition in that area. And because of that limited competition, you know, the advertising spend, the brand spend has been very limited. Even today, we all get the product from the same source, which is NNPC. So there's very little differentiation. The margins have been fixed up till now. So there's really no competitive advantage to spending a lot of money on advertising. However, in the area of lubricants, where the prices are not regulated, where you are able to differentiate your product and demonstrate your quality, more of the advertising budgets have been directed to this particular aspect of our business. So I think as we move into a deregulated environment for even gasoline now, we'll begin to see more competition, and with more competition, obviously, the marketing budgets will begin to become more and more. You'll also see a lot more of sales promotion. There is some limited effort in that area, but even that, I think, is concentrated more on the lubricant side of the business.
Okay, great. So talking about advertising spend and budget spend, what do you think is the minimum total of advertising and marketing spend by major oil companies?
Well, I would say, all I can say with the specificity is definitely it runs into billions, because it's not just advertising, it's, you know, sales promotion, it's customer support programs, distributor programs, you know, reward systems for distributors and things like that, which are all part of what I would call the marketing mix as far as our business is concerned. So I don't think there's any specific data for the industry, but I would dare say that in totality, when you look at the wide range of the marketing effort by companies, particularly in the lubricant area, you will find that it definitely runs into billions of naira.
Okay, so let's talk about the competences required in the oil and gas sectors. What do you think these competences are that would help players to be successful?
Well, again, because of the history of our major products, which is gasoline, that's the highest volume, highest revenue generating product that we sell. And because, like I said earlier, there's limited competition, and because we have today a single supplier of products, interestingly, the biggest competence that you need is to be able to have a good network with the people who are involved in the allocation of the product. It's unfortunate that that should be the case, because it would have been better where, you know, things were determined by your marketing skill, your marketing competencies. But today, you may have all the skills in the world, but if you don't get your allocation of product, there's nothing for you to sell. So the reality is a day will come, one day, when we're all able to import products. You can have as much products as you want, and that will be the case with all the players in the industry. And then marketing skills and competencies will obviously now play a part, because you will all have to fall over yourselves to be able to attract customers to come into your retail outlets. But I would say, to a minimum, customer service is a very critical one, even at this stage, because you want people to visit your own station as compared to a competitor station. So how you treat the customer when he comes from a customer service standpoint, how honest you are in terms of product delivery, the volumes. If somebody pays for 10 naira, making sure that he gets 10 naira worth of product. So all those things become very important at the pump. So it's less about advertising and selling yourself in that regard. It's more about customer service at the point of delivery of the service.
Okay, so talking about the customers and the consumers, now we know that the bottom line revolves around consumers, people, planet, and profit. As a marketer, what would you suggest to brands as to when it comes to championing sustainable approach for CSR?
Well, okay, I like to look at it even from what I would call the current trend today, which is ESG. Environment, society, and governance. Environment from the side of the fact that our major product is from oil, and oil obviously is a dwindling resource. So obviously, I think with that in mind, there's a need to start looking at alternative energy sources that are not from fossil fuels. Things like solar, wind energy, all those kind of alternatives, gas. I think that will help the environment ultimately and allow for sustainability. On society, it includes everything that we would typically call CSR. So how do you impact your society, your immediate environment, whether it's your customers, whether it's the surroundings, what do you do to make life better for either the less privileged or people around you? So that from a society standpoint. The one that doesn't get talked about too much is governance. For you to run a sustainable long-term organization, you have to get governance right. Governance includes paying your taxes on time, having sets of rules on how you manage your company, and making sure you abide by whatever rules you have set for yourself. It means also following the regulations laid down by the government, so that you run your business in a sustainable way that doesn't affect or harm the environment. So it's an all-encompassing thing. It's not just the issue of CSR and donating things to people, but it also means looking after the environment and also having a very good governance structure. It would be good, for instance, that all the companies involved in the industry have a board of directors and have a very smooth operating guidelines that they follow. All these things combine together to make for very sustainable companies.
And how would you advise brands that engage in false advertisement, in order to drive sales at the detriment of the customer rights?
Okay, these are again all things that I think are not sustainable. You may have a short-term advantage, but long-term, the consumers will begin to, read through whatever you are doing. It's just like the example I gave about cheating at the pump. You may have a short-term advantage, but once people start to say, these people cheat us anytime we go to the station, ultimately you will eventually begin to lose business because of that. So for me, my advice to such brands is that you should do things that are sustainable and will help you be sustainable over a long time, rather than looking for just short-term goals and short-term benefits. But look and think of what will keep your brand in play. The mobile brand has been in Nigeria now for definitely well over 50 years. The company itself has been operating over 100 years in Nigeria, selling mobile branded products. And for us to be here for that length of time, we must have demonstrated quality. We must have the demonstrated integrity in terms of our dealings with people, so that over time people will trust our brand and believe in it and continue to patronize us.
Okay, so what do you think? What are your projections of this year's market size growth, for the advertising spend for the sector?
Well, again, because of the state of the economy, the high inflation, the exchange rates, I think a lot of pressure has been put on the minimal advertising budgets that may have existed. I think particularly in the second half, a lot of companies would have had to slow down a lot, simply because, with the way inflation has been galloping, with the way the Naira has been depreciating, it's costing more and more to be able to source raw materials. The cost of the product to consumers has also been going up. There's a lot of pressure on people's spending power, so that has dampened sales significantly. So I would say the marketing budgets too have also suffered some pressure because of that. So definitely, I would say in the second half, most of us will not be anywhere near what we planned during the beginning of the year.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
And that's the much we can take on this week's episode of Marketing Edge on TV. Join us same time next week for the concluding part of our conversation with Mr. Adetunji Oyebanji. I'm Oluwabukola Omoni. Bye for now.
Every week, Green Angle, in partnership with Wild Aid, will bring you a documentary series on environmental issues affecting Nigeria's amazing biodiversity, from climate change, air pollution, and wildlife conservation. We will be traveling across Nigeria to give you on-the-ground report of the issues affecting our environment. It airs every Saturday at 4:30 p.m. only on TVC News.
Kolishlashla Mandela was born into the Madiba clan on 18th July 1918. He got involved in politics in 1942 as he helped to form ANC Youth League. He was married to Evelyn Mays and they had 4 children. Mandela was arrested in a countrywide police swoop on 5th December 1956, which led to the 1956 treason trial. Before the end of the treason trial, he wrote to Prime Minister for vote to include a national convention on a non-racial constitution, and failure to adhere would result to a national strike. In August, he was arrested and charged for leaving the country without a permit and inciting workers to strike. He was convicted and sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. On 9th of October 1963, he was on trial with 10 others for sabotage in what became known as the Revodo trial. On the 11th of June 1964, Mandela and 7 other accused were convicted and sentenced to life imprisonment. He was later released from its gates on Sunday, 11th of February 1990, 9 days after the unbanning of the ANC and the PAC. Nelson Mandela never wavered in his devotion to democracy, equality, and learning as he immersed himself in official talks to end white minority rule. In 1991, he was elected ANC president to replace his ailing friend, Oliver Tambo. In 1993, he and President F.W. de Klerk jointly won the Nobel Peace Prize, and on 27 April 1994, he voted for the first time in his life. On 10th May, he was inaugurated as South Africa's first democratically elected president. He, however, stepped down in 1999 after one term as president. Despite terrible provocation, he never answered racism with racism. His life is an inspiration to all who were oppressed and deprived, and to all who were opposed to oppression and deprivation. He died at his home in Johannesburg on 5th December 2013.
at TVC News, wherever the big news